Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. And if this is the first time that you're on my channel, please allow for me to introduce myself to you. My name's Vanessa Somuayina. You guys know me as your big sis from the internet, as well as your favorite tarot reader here on YouTube. And in today's psychic prediction, I have your April career and love readings prepared for you. If you're feeling lost, uncertain, and kind of confused about where your life is going, and this is the perfect prediction for you because this is for the month of April. So we're not planning too far ahead, but at the same time you will be able to instantly know what's coming towards you and to prepare for all of these upcoming events. And in order for you to figure out precisely what's coming next, I've prepared 4 groups for you to choose from, and I would like for you to choose 1 or 2 of these freshly cleansed groups intuitively, which means that you go with whichever group that you naturally feel drawn towards. Trust your intuition and know that if you absolutely cannot make up your mind between 2 or more groups, then your reading might just be a mixture between multiple decks and crystals. Alright, let's get into it. Group number 1 corresponds to the Pink Pain Tarot deck as well as the hemimorphite crystal. Group number 2 corresponds to the Divine Animals Oracle as well as the sodalite crystal point. Group number 3 corresponds to the Botanical Occulta Tarot deck as well as the Carnelian crystal. And group number 4 corresponds to the Voice of the Soul's Oracle as well as the yellow calcite crystal. And as usual, the timestamps for all 4 of these groups can be found below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section for quick and easy access from your mobile devices, your laptops, as well as your tablets and TVs. I cannot wait for us to get into these readings, but I'll now give you a little moment of privacy, so feel free to pause the video right here if you need a minute to meditate on the 4 groups. I will then be getting into the readings, starting off with the Pink Pain Tarot deck as well as the hemimorphite crystal. So if this is the group that you chose, then simply continue watching, and to my other beautiful groups, I will catch you all at the click of your timestamps. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your April love and career prediction. So we are going to be receiving all of the messages that you are meant to hear about love and your career. I just want to say right off the bat, these messages may come in a little bit of a jagged order, so we're just going to take them however Spirit wants to provide these messages. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and we'll get straight into the meaning of the crystal that you felt drawn towards. Now, the hemimorphite is obviously not only gorgeous, but energetically, this crystal supports honest and compassionate communication. It is the perfect crystal that brings out self-expression for people who are speakers, writers, and creatives. So you may have felt drawn to this crystal because you either need the honest conversations that you have been waiting for to happen during the month of April, or you are a creative, you are a writer, a speaker, someone who makes music. So let's get into your reading, group number 1, in order for us to figure out precisely what is coming towards you. So first up, we have the Knight of Knives, as well as the King of Knives. We had a little hair here on our reading table, so let's just clear that up. You guys know that I'm all about making sure everything is clean and pristine for you. So the Knight of Knives and the King of Knives, we have this masculine energy for you in April, right? That is what you're attracting. You're attracting divine masculinity. The Knight of Knives shows me here that you're attracting an air sign, because the suit of knives is the suit of air signs. It is the suit of Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius men. And I want you to know here in the Knight of Knives that you are attracting a young, extremely confident, and also extremely innovative air sign. The King of Knives shows you're also attracting a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius who is way older than you. So this is someone who is very well established. This is someone who has a lot of respect within his community and his professional life. As you can see here, he's got a crown, who is extremely confident. But the difference with the Knight of Knives is that the King of Knives is far more demure, far more mature, and ready to settle down. Whereas the Knight of Knives is still a little bit all over the place, but this man is going to come into your life and show you a lot of attention. So male attention, appeasing the male gaze is something you're just somehow naturally doing in April. And it's not to say that you're trying to accomplish this, but it's just what's happening. It's the energy that surrounds you. And going through a glow up physically also means that whether it's the male gaze or the female gaze, more people are going to notice you, because when you feel glowed up, you walk differently, you talk differently, you just behave in a way more confident manner. And people love individuals who are confident. So group one, I see here that you are attracting divine masculine energy through your confidence. And people say, oh, men don't like very confident women. Well, not in your realm, not in your reality, group number one. So then we have the Seven of Bottles reversed. This tells me here that you are really hyper-focused actually in April on growing your career. It's all fine that you have this attention. It's actually kind of fun to have this validation, and it's not because you need it or you're so validation starved, but sometimes it's nice to know that you still got it, and to almost have like these two handsome, good-looking guys fawning over you. But at the same time, what is even more empowering is when you can enjoy that, but it's not the epicenter of your life. Because I see here in the Seven of Bottles reverse, it's like you have these options, but instead of going towards selecting one of these guys, you're like, let me give this time, because I have gone headfirst into situations, into walls before, is what you're thinking to yourself. Like, I have been loyal way too quickly before, and nobody appreciated it. I was taken for granted, and I'm not doing that again. Yes, Mam Lambo is telling us here that you are thinking about self-sabotage so deeply, group number one, in ways in which you have sabotaged yourself in the past. And the fact that you're just not doing it anymore, you are absolutely not self-sabotaging anymore. You are not self-sabotaging in love or your career, and you're not going to let love self-sabotage your career anymore, because you know what it's like. You know how annoying it is when you bounce back and you're like, I should have never taken this detour, because if I wouldn't have taken this detour, I could have already had my successful podcast or YouTube channel if it wasn't for me getting caught up in situationships and using all of my energy for romance, and using all of my energy in an area of my life that actually should be giving me energy, not draining all of my creative energy. And then we have Ma'at, which is communicating, giving, and receiving happening in balance. Remember, this is all about a balance. You see how she's holding this scale, right? And this goddess is giving you the go-ahead to only have giving and receiving in balance be even a reality for you during the month of April. If you feel like you've been giving way more than you have been receiving in any relationship, you're probably right, group number one. It's probably the truth. You probably should listen to your gut feeling. In your career, if you're starting your own business or you are a business owner, you need clarity about what to do with an employee. If you feel like they're not a great employee, they probably aren't. If you feel like they're not really adding the value that they need to for them to sustainably be part of the business, they're probably not bringing in the money, the revenue in order to pay for their salary, basically. And here within the etheric chords, I want you to understand that because you were so wired already as a child to be a giver, to be a nurturer, to be empathetic, to be the person who's always there for everyone else, to be this kind, caring, like goody two-shoes girl or guy, it's very hard to unlearn that, because you were already socialized to basically pour out of your cup, even if your cup is already empty. But you are rewriting your own story. April is a month of empowerment, group number one. It's not a month of continuing the way you have been kind of living life. It's about completely rewriting and also decentering the opinions of the male gaze and of men. I'm getting this strong vibe that the more power that you have, also romantically, the less you seek out approval from the opposite sex, from other people. And I want you to know here within Medusa that this also gives you almost a little bit of rage, because you feel like there's so many times that you should have just had the audacity to ask for what you wanted, to say what you didn't like, what you weren't okay with. But because you tried to appease, because you tried to be good, because you tried to not ruffle anyone's feathers, you just didn't say that actually the way you were treated wasn't right, or actually you didn't like the way they were talking to you. Actually, you don't like how they chose to deal with you, speak with you, and just treat you. And in friendships, but also romantically, I see here in Medusa that that rage coming back up is also a reminder that you never need to go there. You don't have to allow anything that you don't want to allow. And having that clarity, that epiphany, I see here within Amaterasu that this gives you so much of a light of coming out of your hiding and having a really strong opinion, even at your, you don't care whether a boss or a customer, a client likes it or not, you will just respectfully let them know how it is. And you don't play these childish power games, but if you know that what you're doing is right, like the way you're filling out the forms is right, the way you're creating is the best way to create for the customer, you know that you really care about what you do professionally, and someone tries to make you feel as though you're not putting in the effort, you're not taking that, because you know how much time and energy that you sacrifice for your career. The same goes for love. What I'm getting here is like, if you are with someone that makes you feel like you're never doing enough romantically, like you're never doing enough to be there for them emotionally, you're never doing enough in the household, you're never there enough for them, and you're not physically there enough, like, you know, in the bedroom, everything like that. In Amaterasu, it's like you're realizing, no, you're actually going above and beyond. And some people are bottomless pits, and you're realizing that you have appeased a lot of narcissists in your life. You have taken care of a lot of takers, and you realize that takers don't know when to stop taking. And that's why, as a giver, you have to learn to say no. You have to learn to say no more up until this point, but I can't give you any more than what I've already given you. And you have to set that point. I see here in Qadesh that we have sensual wisdom for you, which means that you're making very wise decisions in April about who you're going to be with romantically, who that you will be intimate with in connectivity to the lioness. This tells us that you also have a very seductive energy. And this has put you in situations before where it was a slippery slope. Before you knew it, all of a sudden you were alone in a car or in a room with someone who looked at you, kind of looked at you with, let's just call it hungry eyes. I think you guys all know where I'm going with this. I can't say anything too explicit because this is YouTube. But here with Qadesh, I definitely am getting that you have spent so much of your time trying to be kind, trying to be agreeable, and also trying to be that person who isn't boring sensually, who isn't like too prude, too stuck up. But you've become so wise to understand that it doesn't matter whether you're stuck up or not. The right person is never going to push you to an edge that you don't feel comfortable in. The right person is never going to make you feel like what you're giving isn't enough, especially of your body, of your energy, of your time. And when you feel that way, rather than seeing it as you needing to try harder or do more or appease the other person, make them think of you as this goddess of the bedroom, you're just like, this is actually definitely not someone I want to be with romantically, because they are a taker. They are a snake, group number one. There's a reason why these cards show up at these exact moments within your prediction, within your tarot card reading. Now, here within the snake, which is actually an oracle card, the message we're getting is that your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful, okay? So be careful about who you're intimate with during the month of April. Don't say I didn't tell you, group number one. Leave a snake emoji below in the comment section to affirm that you will be careful, that you will focus on listening to your intuition, and that you trust that your healing powers will guide you to a better path. and that you will be careful. That's like your confirmation. That's you vowing to myself and all of the other beautiful little unicorns in our army that you will be careful during the month of April, and you will take necessary precautions in your love life to make sure that there are no unwanted pregnancy scares or uncomfortable situations you've put yourself in with another person that you really shouldn't be in. And I know this is a very deep reading, but there's a reason why you guys call me your big sis from the internet and your unicorn mom. I want us to be able to discuss all of these topics because it's so important. And within my audience, the thing is, there are so many of you who might need just this message to focus on protecting yourself rather than trying to please another person and in the end regretting it. Because I don't want you to live with regret. I don't want you to go through nightmares that you don't need to go through, group number one. Now, we've got the sun on a way lighter note, group number one. This is one of the most favorable symbols that can show up in any reading. The sun is a symbol of amazing fortune, good luck, amazing energy, opening your heart to the enormous growth that is ahead. So the month of April is a month of huge, enormous growth for you. And a word I keep hearing right now is career. I'm hearing money. I'm hearing your business. I'm hearing your creative ventures taking off profusely. So the sun definitely is an indication that we have some goodness, some good fortune, some luck, some really great twists and turns to still uncover within your prediction, group number one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear and cleanse the space. I will come back with the sun card, however, as we are going to base more of your career reading, especially on the sun card that we have received as the final card of this spread in particular. You don't have to lift a finger, group number one. You don't have to do a thing. Simply hold on tight and I'll be right back to guide you even more deeply into your prediction. Hello, my gorgeous soul of group number one. So we will just continue to dive even more deeply into your reading. No time wasted, no messages left to coincidence, just all connecting with your spirit guides and angels right here and right now. So spirit, let us know what group number one needs to hear about the sun and connectivity to their career. We have the Avalon Priestess, intuitive awakening. The month of April is going to bring you a huge epiphany, a huge moment of this awakening of intuitively knowing what to do next in your career. It's going to be a moment where from 1 second to the next, you have full clarity. You have full clarity about what strategies to use in your career and in your business. You gain full clarity over what will make you the most money while being super in alignment with who you are as a person. And you will have this full clarity about what to invest in yourself or in your education when it comes to business to get there. And within Apollo, we have this reiterated. You are going to receive divine messages, and these divine messages might come in the form of number sequences, synchronicities of symbols, and also what I am getting here is seeing sunflowers during the month of April in so many different places where you didn't expect the symbol of the sunflower to already show up for you. So it is like an early sign of how your summer is going to look career-wise, but also romantically, which is extremely positive, which is extremely fortunate. Group one. Next up, we have 0505. This number sequence is telling you there is an unexpected shift that's coming. So the license plate that you're seeing with 05 and 05 in the next days after you have received this reading will be a clear sign of divine intervention taking place in your life and sudden challenges and changes. This number serves as a gentle nudge to pursue whatever interests you most, group one. It's possible that something could rock your boat, but you'll end up exactly where you belong, which could be in somebody's arms, your dream job, or abroad. So this is a very clear message from your spirit guides to remain extremely open, because something will knock the winds out of your sails temporarily just to come back knowing exactly where to go next, also geographically speaking, and feeling less confused about where you need to be, about where you're traveling to and where you're going. I do also want to add some letters into your reading for more divination, deeper insights. So let's intuitively see what the universe has in store for us, group number 1. So we have J, G, I, Jigga. All right, so one thing that we have here is this, I'm getting this jag and information. One thing that I want you to know here with jag is that we have jaguar in the sense of the animal or the car, and you're going to receive this very feline type of in charge information about what to do next. And one thing that I'm also getting here is someone named Gia or Georgia being part of your life during the month of April. So Georgia either with G or with J. And what I am also getting for you, group number 1, is traveling somewhere warm. And then we also have H and E. So he is going to be part of your life. There's going to be a he, there's going to be a guy, there's going to be this divine masculine energy that you didn't expect, but is going to sweep you off your feet during the month of April. And I can't wait for us to figure out some more details, group number 1. This is getting really juicy, and I feel like something will be revealed now that we just had to know. Okay, this card popped right out of the pile, which is the moon. The moon is a card of the night. This is a card of secrets. This is a card of things happening behind closed doors that you're going to only tell your very, very closest friends. And it's happening with him, with he, okay? It is happening with this person that you feel wildly attracted to. So there's a reason why you were told to take care of who you're intimate with, because you want to choose wisely in order to make sure you're safe and you're having the best time. It will be an unexpected shift, but such a fun one. And I see here within the 5 of crystals that the month of April is giving you mixed feelings about relationships and love, because your career is going so well. You have so many opportunities coming towards you. It's like you don't really want to take your foot off the gas. You don't really want to kind of focus on love instead of your career, instead of your financial growth as well, because you've just been growing in so many ways that you've never seen before. You're hitting higher numbers of revenue, you're just making more money overall, and that is making you feel really accomplished. That's what you've wanted for a very, very long time, group number 1. And then when you kind of see here that you also have someone who is very interested in you, romantically speaking. On one hand, you want to take the opportunity, but then on the other hand, you're also like, I really want to make this money. I really want to get this promotion. I really want for my business to take off. And here within Queen Ya Asentiwa, this is about leveling up. This is about you leveling up in every way and knowing that sometimes holding more than you thought possible means that you just do it. Have you ever looked at parents, if you were not yet a parent or currently aren't a parent, and just thought to yourself, I literally could not imagine having to get up on Sunday morning early and take care of another human being's needs and not being able to nap whenever I want to nap or go wherever I want to go when I want to go. I could not imagine having to plan my trips according to school vacations. I could not imagine getting up in the morning, getting another human ready to go to school, bringing them to school, helping them to go to school, picking them up at lunch potentially for their break, picking them up after school, making sure I'm having dinner with them, and just like spending so much of my life catering to another person. But then the people who are parents, they will tell you they just somehow figured it out. It's one of those typical situations that you're never fully ready for, but when it happens, you just figure it out because you just level up. So this is a very extreme example, but Why I'm saying extreme example is because it's also so normal for humans to have kids, to procreate, and somehow they all figure it out, group number one. So if people can literally figure out having kids while still having a career, still having a business that grows, that thrives, still somehow doing life, even if they're a little more stressed than you, that means that you can figure out your next level up as well. That means that, well, the least that you can do for yourself, group number one, during the month of April is to take care of you, is to make sure that you level up for yourself. Next up, your divine lineage is coming up here for the month of April, and this is a clear sign that you will change things in your divine lineage. Your kids will grow up very differently than you have whenever it is that you choose to invite kids into your life, even if you absolutely cannot imagine it right now. I want you to know that you are meant to have a divine lineage. You are meant to be the first one that is the queen, the first one that has these waves of abundance that come into your bank account, and to be the first one in your lineage that breaks the generational traumas and curses, because you are leveling up, which means you are becoming healthier, wealthier, more organized, more clean, more put together than anyone in your family ever was. But it also takes so much strength because you had to teach yourself. You had to reparent yourself. And the month of April, group number one, is going to show you how far you've come, because it's not like you don't love your family or your parents, but when you see them and you realize that even they aren't perfect, even they didn't really know what they were doing when they were parenting you, when you were growing up, it just gives you such permission to be yourself, to raise your kids at some point however you want to raise them, and to know that you are doing so well. You are going above and beyond to be someone that is leveled up from your parents, leveled up from your grandparents, and you're putting in efforts in ways that they could never understand, and that makes you proud. Without this feeling of needing to even tell them that this is how you feel, but just this quiet kind of satisfaction of knowing that you're on the right path. That's what I'm seeing you experiencing during the month of April. And it's a feeling that is freeing. It's a feeling that gives you confirmation and security, and also more confidence that what you're doing is right, and to continue this path. Group number one, this is the reading that I have received for you today, and I trust that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. If you left that snake emoji below, add on a sun emoji into the comment section, or comment both right now, a snake and a sun emoji, because that's the only way anyone would know that you picked group number one. It would be others who are within group number one and watched their prediction all the way to the end. Now, my gorgeous soul of group one, wherever you are on this planet, I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of our upcoming readings. Hello, my lovely soul of group number two. You chose the Divine Animals Oracle as well as the beautiful sodalite crystal. I mean, look at this stunning sodalite crystal wand. I just added this to my collection recently, and it's not only absolutely stunning in the way it looks, but you may have also felt drawn to this crystal because it brings out this masculine energy of getting things done, which is straight off the bat the vibe of your psychic reading for the month of April in your career and your love life. No more procrastination. You are less thinking, more doing. We've got the raven as well as the seahorse. You see how now the raven represents that there is some news coming your way, and this news I see here with the seahorse has to do with equality. So in your relationship life, in your love life, someone is going to tell you that they're a 50-50 type of person. Nothing against 50-50 people. We don't judge on this channel, but it makes it very clear for you whether you want to be with that person right off the bat romantically or not. In your career, what you're also getting is the news of equality at your work. So finally, being paid accordingly, finally getting the type of money that you deserve, especially compared to other people, compared to others who put in less work, less hard work than you do, less labor, but somehow get more perks or get paid more. how is that possible? Why is that happening? And this must be rectified, which is finally happening for you during the month of April. Now, in the Peregrine Falcon, I do see that you are simply observing people around you in order to decide whether you want to keep them in your life or not based on the actions that they take. So you're no more listening to what people say, you only watch what people do, and then you decide based off of that whether you want them in your life or not. Because the truth is, you have trusted people's words so many times before, and what happened? Group number 2, they just let you down. They just lied. They just pretended to be something that they were not. And we're going to delve into who precisely made you this way with our astro dice. We've got a Cancer. As a fellow Cancerian, I apologize for my Cancer sisters and brothers who have been bad to you or who have hurt your feelings deeply and who have backstabbed you. There's a reason why in jails the most violent crimes are committed by Cancer, because Cancer is really either the most loving, kind, or generous sign or the most volatile, vile one. And I'm allowed to say that because I'm a Cancerian myself. So I definitely want you to know here, you are observing, you're careful. You don't want to get hurt, especially by a water sign again that is very emotional and at the same time knows how to cut really, really deeply. Now let's see when you're getting good news. The 8th day of the month, I see that here with the raven and our astro dice. That's when great news is coming to you. So an email, a phone call in April, on the 8th of April, that's going to make you feel like your world is changing for the better, which is awesome. The number 8 in numerology is a number of abundance. Group number 2, it is a number of a lot of material abundance as well. So a phone call about a raise, a deal, making the most money during the month of April on the 8th day of the month. Mark your calendar, put it into your itinerary, come back and don't say I didn't tell you so, group number 2, because the 8th day of the month is going to be your day. Another thing that I'm seeing here in the seahorse and equality, you don't really like this whole equality thing. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting the whole male-female equality thing with relationships. Theoretically, it seems like a good idea, but then you're just observing how practically it's not working. Practically, women especially, or very often, not always, but very often, are still taking up the brunt of all of the work, are still putting in so much more work at their actual work, and then when they come home, and then with childcare, and then with emotional labor of taking care of partners and so on, that it doesn't feel equal. It feels like all of the jobs, all of the work that nobody wants to do, that is equal. But the fun, the free time, the also like break from society of not having to meet societal expectations looks-wise, we don't get the equal treatment. And that is where you're feeling kind of a little bit discouraged during the month of April. But here within Lilith, I see that what this will do, it will make you face your shadow about how you have been adhering perhaps to the male gaze or trying to be appealing to society in many ways that you're no longer going to try to be appealing. And you're no longer going to go with all of these very unempowering thoughts of feeling like aging makes you less attractive, or like it's something to be afraid of, or it's something that isn't good. You see it as an honor because you think to yourself, there are so many people who wish they would have gotten to your age who never will have the opportunity to be around their loved ones again, and you're just grateful for every single day, and you're not allowing for any type of brainwashing about your looks or your biological age to get to you, because there's no point in it, and equality is a theory anyways, so you're not going to play by rules that are already rigged against you. Now in Qadesh, we have your sensual wisdom during the month of April that's being ignited. We also have the lioness here, which shows you saying that yeah, you want to be intimate, you want to initiate some intimate moments with another person, you're not afraid to be with another person like romantically, but you also understand here in the seahorse that many times in relationships it won't be like an equal amount of pleasure behind closed doors. And I do also see here with Qadesh that you want to protect yourself from anyone who you can't trust, and you don't want to be intimate with someone and take that energy onto your body, into your body. So you're very selective about your romantic partners. Compared to other people your age, you are not so experienced. Like, you haven't been with that many people. You may think, oh, well, you know, it's been 2 or 3, but it's actually a lot less than a lot of the people around you, because you are far more introspective. You are far more aware of your body and the energies. So you don't want just anybody around you. You cherish yourself. Now, next we've got the Chariot, which brings the message to charge ahead with confidence. Stay strong and focused. Group 2, if you've fallen off, this is your sign during the month of April to stay strong and focused, because this is confirmation that you're on the right path. You were wondering if you're on the right path, if you're going in the right direction. And yes, you are, group number 2. But it's so important that you charge ahead with confidence, that you remember not everything always happens the next day. The day you plant the seed is not the day that you are going to pick the fruit. Remembering that the roots first have to grow down before anything can grow up. When you plant a seed, it has to germinate, the roots have to grow down. And if you, every time you plant a seed, whether it's a business, whether it's like giving a new relationship a chance, whether it's going for that promotion at your work, working really hard, even your fitness journey, you cannot every time uproot the seed that you've planted to check whether it's growing. It doesn't work that way, right? You will disrupt the growth. Nothing will ever grow in that way. So you have to learn to trust the steps that you've taken forward. You have to learn to trust yourself. You have to learn to trust that you have made the right decisions and that you will continue to do so. You have to have exactly what Spirit is saying here, patience. There's a reason why this card showed up next for you, this oracle card of slowing down, changing your attitude, and clearing your mind. The way that I get to more patience when I need it the most, or when I'm feeling kind of all over the place, when I'm feeling extremely scattered, is I meditate. Group number 2, I force myself to meditate. And I know a lot of practitioners, a lot of gurus, or just yogis and meditators, all of these people will say, oh, you shouldn't force anything, you should just let it come to you. But I disagree. I think it is a skill to be able to still get yourself to do something you don't want to do that you know ultimately will be good for you. It's just like working out. You have to be consistent, and most days you're not going to want to. And the same goes for patience, right? You're going to want to make sure that you are patient with yourself, even when you don't want to. And a great way to force yourself to be patient is to take time out from the hamster wheel, take time out from running at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and just meditate. Now, moving more deeply into your reading, oh, unity, your love life is taking on a turn for divine understanding, which means being in a relationship with someone who just really gets you, who really understands what you want. You radiate and attract great love in April, group number 2. Did you know this, or does this come as a surprise? Let me know below in the comment section, especially if you've been feeling unlovable, if you've been feeling like you can't really find the right one for you, if you've been feeling a little discouraged about your love life. And this goes for those of you who are in a committed relationship, but also those of you who are single. You can be in a relationship and still feel alone. And every relationship has its ups and downs, its highs and its lows. But I see that unity is the overarching theme of your love life during the month of April, which shows that if you've grown apart from a partner, you're going to come back together. If you've been alone and very single, you're going to meet someone that makes you feel less alone, and that makes you feel like you have someone with whom you have like this unity, right? With whom you have this togetherness, this feeling of like a soulmate, basically, of someone that you can trust, someone you can rely on, someone who's there for you. And that's a beautiful feeling to have, group number 2. Moving more deeply into your reading, all right, scarcity is something that you're feeling. I see scarcity here during the month of April because you feel like time is ticking. Are you the type of person, group number 2, who feels like the day actually should have 48 hours and not 24? Are you the type of person who feels like there's always so much to do and life has gotten weirdly busy since you've become an adult? And it's like, how is it that you went from having so much time that you could even be bored to feeling here within scarcity, like in a way energy or time are limited, or even both? Like being on the couch scrolling through social media and thinking to yourself, you wish you could do something, but you're just so tired. You're just so lethargic. And this rumination can have a physical effect. Like if you are just overthinking and on the couch and not doing something or acting, you can make yourself physically tired from mentally tiring yourself out. And that will lead to even more feelings of like scarcity, of not enough time, of not enough money, of not enough whatever it is, insert the word. And one thing that I'm getting from you, group number 2, is you are not a victim mentality type of person. Your parents did not raise a quitter. Your parents did not raise a coward, basically. That makes you rather mad than fall into victim mode. And when you get mad, when you experience rage, you do something about it. You don't just sit around and wish and hope for things to be differently. You take action. So the month of April is definitely a month in which I can feel you taking action, group number 2. It is a month in which I can sense you're going to do something about all of the things that you don't like, all of the things that don't serve you, all of the things that have gotten under your skin, making you feel like you are not enough. And you're going to prove to yourself that you are, group number 2. Not by external validation, but through the fact that you are going to push yourself beyond the bounds, beyond the limitations that you thought that you had. Now, moving more deeply into your psychic reading, we have the Mermaid of Lemuria. And the Mermaid of Lemuria gives you the clear path from feeling confused and feeling kind of lost to understanding where your joy lies. Because joy can sometimes be an emotion that's not that opposite of rage at all. Both of it is excitement. Both of it is a lot of energy that's being expended from you. Think about when you're feeling joyful, right? It's a very high-strung type of emotion. It's a very strong feeling. Rage is the same. It's a very strong emotion. It's a very strong feeling. And I want you to know here in the Mermaid of Lemuria that you're understanding you can turn and transmute and alchemize rage into joy very quickly, far more easily than you actually ever thought possible. But when you see how, when you see that it's actually not that different from one another, that's when you can access a new enlightened way of living, a new state of being, a new consciousness of understanding that, hey, if I'm angry, I can turn that energy into fuel. I can turn basically hate into motivation. I can turn rage into energy for the things that I desire and getting things done that I've always wanted to do. And Merlin represents your cosmic knowledge. So knowing that you don't necessarily need to learn something groundbreaking or new. You don't necessarily need to do something from the ground up that's never been done before, because all of the knowledge is already within you. Everything that you need is already in your soul, it's in your heart, it's at the core of who you are, group number 2. But you have to learn to access it. And by the way, I'll leave my manifestation and business channel linked below in the description box. It's my second channel. It's called PsychicCEO. So it's for everyone who is into spirituality, who believes that energy doesn't lie, but also believes that spirituality does not have to equal broke. You can have abundance in the earthly realm in every aspect of your life. And not only can you have it, but that is the whole point of being spiritually in alignment. It's being aligned in all areas of your life, so you're not in fight or flight mode when it comes to your finances or your love life or your professional undertakings. So if you believe in spirituality, creativity, and also financial success being able to unify, check out that second channel, because you're going to love the content on there, especially also if you want to run an online business and have the freedom to travel to sacred places, to yoga retreats, to meditation retreats, to put on your own retreats, to be a creative that sees the world and is able to work from anywhere freely, because that is a life that is possible. Others are doing it, I'm doing it, and you can do it. So group number 2, we're going to delve a little bit more deeply into your prediction, because there are some more messages that are meant to be uncovered. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do a thing. Simply hold on tight. I will clear and cleanse the space in the meantime, and then I'll be right back to guide you even more deeply into your reading. Hello, my gorgeous soul of group number 2. Welcome back. So I just did a little breath work session in between, made myself a hot matcha with oat milk, which is just so divine. Now let's get a little more deeply into your reading, shall we, to figure out precisely what's coming towards you in April. We've got the unicorn and master number 33. This was truly made for you. In case you didn't know, I call you beautiful little unicorn because you're special. You're one of a kind. You are a creature that's so stunning inside and out that it's almost like you're this mythical being. And we're not really sure if you're from this planet or actually from a different planet in this or another solar system. The unicorn represents success, hope, freedom, healing, and magic that are all available to you if you just believe that you're worthy of it. Sometimes the only thing that is keeping you apart from more success and more of your desires being yours is just self-belief, or shall I say lack of self-belief, because you may have literally overthought the most trivial little things that you get to just make yours. For example, claiming your spot at a job where you want a promotion, you want more money, claiming the fact that you are worthy of being taken out on a date and not feeling bad if someone pays for something, for example, and seeing that, hey, they want to do that. If I also believe that I'm worthy of this treatment that they want to give me, why not just let it happen? Remember here that feeling worthy will also attract more clients. If you work in the health and wellness industry, if you're a coach, for example, you believing that you're worthy and understanding how to structure your business, even making it a unicorn. And in business terms, that is a business that is valued at over $1 billion, in case you didn't know that. But in a more spiritual way, this also means don't be afraid for your business to be structured completely differently than other businesses in your field, because you have a different skill set than everyone around you. What makes your business unique and thrive is this one special ingredient. Can you guess what it is? It's you. You're the key. The key represents new beginnings, directions, and adventures that await for you, which await you, but you have to be able to let go of the past. That is the one condition of the key. The condition of the key is that you must be ready, willing, and fully able to let go of past you. No more holding on to what once was, no more holding on to past traumas, but simply understanding that now is a new time. Now is a new season. There is a reason why you went through the challenges that you went through, and you were picked to get through those. It's because God, the universe, your guides, they all knew that you could get through those challenges. They all knew that you would be able to survive, that you would be able to get back up and thrive. And it's not everyone who would have had the ability to do that. And for that, I want you to be proud of yourself. Give yourself a literal pat on the back right now. And remember that someone else in your position most likely would have completely given up. They most likely would have crumbled under the pressures that you have had to face. And next up within Rhiannon, literally your angels are confirming within this reading. Couldn't be any more clear, because Rhiannon represents inner strength. Rhiannon represents you having the strength from the inside out that just shows there is nothing that will ever break you or shake you in a way that you can't get back up. You fall down 10 times, you get up 10 times. By the way, that's my pet peeve. When people say fall down 10 times, get up 11, where's the 11th time falling? You can't fall 10 times and then get up 11 times. Have you ever noticed that? Like, you fall and you get up, that's one time. So with each fall, it's the same amount of getting up. It's not all of a sudden +1. But it's just like when people say, oh, this person did a complete 360. 360 degrees would be being back at the same spot where you began. So people who try to describe someone doing a 180, so completely going in the opposite direction, and they say the person did a 360, it's 180. That's the opposite direction. These are just my pet peeves. I know this sounds so over the top. I am probably the only person who even cares about these details. I don't know why, but let's move more deeply into your reading and figure out what your guides have to say. Oh, we've got your visionary side coming out. I do see here that you've always thought a lot bigger than your friends, your peers, and your family. People have told you that you're a dreamer. People have told you that you are over the top, that you should get back onto earth, that you're not grounded, that you're not humble enough, that you're thinking too much outside of the box. And by the way, that's just a reflection of the possibilities that they see in life. And it's a stark contrast to what you see as possibilities for yourself in this lifetime. And just because someone else doesn't see as much possibility for themselves, the way that you see possibility for yourself, don't allow that to make you make your dreams smaller. Always keep your dreams high, mighty, and strong, the way that you want them to be. You want that dream car? Sure, go for it. You want your dream business? Why wouldn't you be the one to build that unicorn? You want to live in that beautiful neighborhood, that house on the hill with the amazing view? Why wouldn't it be you? If it's not you, it will just be someone else. And in Mott, I want you to know here that the more value that you provide, the more that you give, the more you're going to receive. All that you have to do in order to get the financial abundance that you desire is to remind yourself, in order to make a lot of money, you have to provide a solution to a lot of people, a solution that works, a transformation. And this is a key aspect that I tell anyone that I mentor. It is important that you understand the transformation is where it's at. That will keep someone your client for a long time. It will make them refer people to you, and it will also make them want to come back and purchase again. And I see here within Queen Ya Asantiwa that you are leveling up relentlessly, and with the machete, it's like you're cutting out people who can't come with you on the leveling up journey. The truth of the matter is, not everybody will be able to come with you. Not everybody will be part of your leveling up journey, because some people are just not made for the leveling up journey happening at the speed at which it's happening for you, group 2. You move more quickly than a lot of people are comfortable with when it comes to leveling up. So you may have noticed that if you, for example, lost a lot of weight, or you all of a sudden were not the ugly, unaccomplished duckling anymore, but you started to gain some social status, and then you notice that some people who did not level up the way that you did, they started to make backhanded comments, compliments, they started to just behave differently. And that's where I want you to know, it's really not you, it's them. It's really not you doing something wrong. It's just the fact that they can't take your level up. Seeing it makes them feel inferior, and it makes them feel like they're doing something wrong, because they're reminded of the fact that they had opportunities that they didn't take, and you are taking your opportunities. The month of April brings new job opportunities and a change of your workplace. So like a business trip, being able to work remotely, whether it's from home or literally from a beach somewhere in the Caribbean or in Southeast Asia. I see that this is a change. This is an opportunity that's coming just in time for you to work from a completely different city to where you live. You'll be able to do your work remotely. You'll be able to do it from there. You'll be able to travel, have a good time, and enjoy your life, group number 2. That will be so eye-opening in so many different ways. Take the trip. Book the flight, go do it. You won't regret it. I do see here within fast changes that this means your environment will change very quickly, and things are happening pretty suddenly. In a very short period, you'll go from what you know and what you're used to setting yourself up in a completely new and different environment. And your guides want you to take bold steps forward. Don't be afraid to take these steps forward. Don't be afraid to fulfill your dreams, to go and see the world, to get on those flights, and to actually experience life from a completely different climate as well, from a completely different viewpoint, to meet new people and make friends abroad. That's what I'm seeing in April for you, and perhaps even meeting a love interest somewhere else. I see we have 2 horses here, well, 3 sort of. We also have some unicorn energy, right? And horses represent freedom in tarot and oracle decks. Horses represent you being able to explore and not being tied down, and to be able to leave whenever you want. And within our visionary energy, you have a very kind of kind facial feature, to the point where anywhere you go, people are inviting, people want to help you. You'll be surprised but also not that surprised how on your travels you get a lot of things for free, like getting a meal for free, getting an upgrade on your flight for free as well, getting a free gift, a free stay, someone inviting you to come to their space, to come into their class and giving you a yoga class for free, giving you a teaching for free, mentorship, for example. Getting you to test their online course or platform for free. I definitely see free in the sense of learning, but also receiving something that nourishes you. Nourishes you quite literally, so food and nourishing your soul, your mind, making you learn more to the point where you can apply that to create even more of your dream life and that structure. Now, group number 2, I do want you to know that April is going to be so fun, so different, so adventurous. There will be some fast changes coming towards you in your career. Take the opportunities because you won't regret it, and these opportunities won't come back anytime soon. So unlock the courage in you to just go with it, to just try it, to just do it, to just travel, go abroad, experience life, and also work in a completely new way. And make sure that you update me on how everything is going in April. I love to hear back from you. I trust that you found this reading insightful, and I can't wait for us to connect during one of your upcoming predictions. Hello, my gorgeous soul of group number 3. You chose the Botanica Occulta Tarot deck as well as the Carnelian crystal to help guide you during the month of April when it comes to your love life as well as your career. So let's figure out precisely what's coming towards you. The Carnelian is a crystal that you may have felt drawn towards because you're feeling fiery, you're feeling passionate, and like now is a time for you to quit talking and procrastinating, but actually get things done. Guess what? We've got the Knight of Pentacles as the very first card, which I'll explain to you in just a second, but it fits perfectly with the Carnelian, let me tell you that. And then we have the Ace of Wands. I mean, this could not be any more on point. And allow me to tell you precisely why, group number 3. The Knight of Pentacles is the knight of the coins, of the earthly realms, of the material things. This shows that, yes, just like a knight, you're taking action, you're getting things done, you're not just talking, you're actually doing. And the Ace of Wands is the ace of the element of fire, and in the tarot, this means that you are taking creative action, inspired action. You are connected to all of the things that give you that internal fire. So you know how we spoke about the Carnelian and that firing you up, getting you to do things that you perhaps usually wouldn't do? Yes, that's what we've got coming for you during the month of April. And one thing that I definitely am also sensing for you, group number 3, is this feeling of wanting to be the initiator, wanting to be the one who starts something new. Let's just make sure we are as lit up as possible. Here we go. Okay. So one thing that I want you to know here is that being the boss, being the initiator, it's not only your birthright, but it's who you're meant to be, group number 3. And sometimes you may feel like the odd one out or like the black sheep, but that's because there can only be one leader. There can only be one person at the top. And guess what, group number 3? That person happens to be you. Next, we've received the Wheel of Fortune reverse. What the Wheel of Fortune reverse means is that there won't be any highs and lows during the month of April. It will be a very steady progression from start to finish. You will experience a linear progression of growth, so there won't be any crazy surprises. The way April starts off is the way April will continue. April starting off with you taking inspired action, continuing to put yourself out there. It will just continue to build upon this behavior, and it will keep growing, keep advancing, and keep excelling in this way. And I also want you to know that what that means is while you're taking inspired action, you're having fun. And by inspired action, I mean you love music, great. You're going to put out your first song. You're going to work on your first song. You love business, amazing. You're going to get started on your business, whether it's coaching, healing, yoga, whether it's you being a teacher, whether it's you setting up an online learning platform, whatever it is, you're going to take inspired action and just do it, group number 3. I see here in the armadillo that you're in such a grounded place in your life because you've gotten rid of so many energy vampires, so many people who were just around you to profit off of you, to kind of make use of your energy and your vibrancy and your light. And when you start to realize that so many people just want to take and leech your energy, that your energy is so valuable, you start to become very protective over it. And this is something that I can tell you from experience. It takes some time till you get to this point where you're like, wow, I value my energy so much. I so deeply understand that it is irreplaceable and that I can't just give it to anyone. Next, we've got the tarantula. You see how the tarantula is spinning its web, or has spun its web around this person who seems to want to get away, but they can't, right? They're into tarantula's web, and what it's about is connection. So quite literally, not to freak you out or scare you, group number 3, but don't say I didn't tell you. So a tarantula will be an animal that you will see not long after you receive this reading. And I want you to take note of when you see this tarantula. Don't freak out, but ask yourself who the last person was that you were in touch with before you saw the tarantula. That person has spun their web around you, and perhaps you have not even realized how stuck you are, how they have spun their web around you to keep you docile, to keep you complacent, but also to control you. Because sometimes you think, oh, this is a friend or this is a romantic interest, but actually they are trying to make sure that you are all theirs. And they may not even notice that they're doing this themselves, but this is basically like a warning sign. This is basically telling you, group number 3, to pay close attention to who you're spending time with and who is potentially spinning a web around you because they want you all to themselves, because they want all of your attention and energy on them. Next up, we've got the rhinoceros. So spend time in moderation with every single person in April. The rhino is telling you to not get too carried away with a new love interest or new friendship in April and become so obsessed that you forget everybody else. What this tells me is that in April, there will be a new connection that comes your way that makes you feel very excited. Allow for me to use our Astro Dice, group number 3, to figure out whom this connection is going to be with. Let's see who the precise person is. We've got a Taurus. Our Astro Dice has revealed Taurus here. Taurus is an earth sign, a very grounded sign, a sign that is good with money, that's really great when it comes to business. And then we've got the number 14. So the Taurus that we have in your reading is someone who is born on the 14th. And I want you to know here within this Taurus, this is a person that you love being around because they inspire you to do better in the earthly realm. But sometimes when you get very obsessed with a connection and with a new person and you forget everyone else, that's when you run risk of being in a person's web and not seeing any of their faults, or seeing how you're kind of putting all of your eggs in one basket. So Spirit is saying to you, group number 3, this is amazing that you have so many people who want to be around you and who really see you as someone of value. But remember, space it out. Make sure that you keep your friendships active. Check on that person, that family member that you haven't spoken to in a couple weeks, okay? Go through your chats on WhatsApp, go a little further down, see whom you haven't replied to yet in days or weeks, not judging group number 3, but reply now, okay? Know here within Agma, the message we're receiving for you is to watch your words, and also to remember that when you quote unquote forget to write people back, or you kind of procrastinated and then it ends up never happening, it does instill in them a feeling like they are not important to you. And you want to avoid that at all costs, because they may not say it out loud, they may not get mad at you, they may not scream, yell, or do any of those things, but you will notice how they start to emotionally also distance themselves or pull back, because they kind of feel as though their worth and their value isn't seen. So watch your words, try to reply very quickly, even to emails. Within Kali Ma, I see here we've got a huge transformation taking place, because all of a sudden you're going from, oh, I'm so forgetful at remembering names, to actually when someone introduces themselves, you make an effort to repeat their name in the conversation already multiple times, because you know these little hacks, these little conversational and communication hacks, that instills and embeds their name more deeply into your mind, for you to remember them, for you to remember what their name actually is. So next time in conversation, you get the plus points of not needing to always ask people about their name, their job, where they're from, because you immediately kind of use the information, you apply it, because you know that this is a skill of someone who is powerful and popular, when you remember people's names and you make them feel special. Next up, here within Medusa, you're going to be pretty angry during the month of April at a very specific situation, and that is what is going to trigger your spiritual transformation. That's what's going to trigger a huge aha moment. Oh my goodness, group number 3. You know what Spirit is telling me here in connectivity to the tarantula and the armadillo? When you're in your own quiet moment and you're seeing everything from a distance, you will get so upset. I see this rage because someone really close to you has been using you and your kindness for a very long time. I'm also getting mom vibes, parents, grandparents, but more so the parent vibe of feeling like you were parentified as a child, like you were used as an emotional crutch, like they used you to validate themselves and they never gave back what you gave to them. Like you put in so much love and care and effort into the connection and they never did the same back. Group number 3, we've got 13 and 23 here. So I definitely see this progression from just being a kid who is not able to really see when they're being done wrong, to progressing to being an adult who, from a distance, you get rageful because you're like, how could a person in a position of authority treat me in this way? Because I would never. Those are your thought patterns, and that makes you want to change that for every kid, for every young individual. You don't want anyone to have to go through what you've gone through. And within Yamaya, that awakens in you actually the progression from rage to creativity and wanting to birth things out of the trauma that you went through. So rather than allowing for your trauma to define your life path and life story with darkness, you're actually in a place of abundance of thinking, you know what, I can birth so many amazing ideas out of this. That's also why we have the symbol of pregnancy, because you understand, literally, you can be the decision maker about whether you allow someone to have power over you and your future in that way of making you mad and making you feel kind of like the victim, or whether you say to yourself, absolutely not. I'm actually going to use that as an origin story for how far I've come and how much actually they did not have power over my path. So next we've got radiation. Spirit is trying to say to you, group number 3, pay close attention to radiation because there is a little too much radiation in your life. Be it having your phone just next to your head on your bedside table at night and it being turned on and not at least in flight mode, or for example, constantly wearing headphones, constantly having that radiation in your mind, in your skull, in your brain. So literally, radiation is energy emitted from a source in the form of rays or waves. So it could be heat, light, or sound, the emission of energy in the form of rays or waves. So that is the definition of radiation. And I just want you to understand, when it comes to radiation, be a little more mindful and aware that if you're constantly sitting in radiation, be it in a space where you've got your phone, you've got your TV, you've got a laptop plugged in, like all in the same room, and you're even sleeping in that type of environment, try to unplug these things so that there is no energy going to these different devices, which then kind of creates this like field of energy and radiation that isn't healthy for you. So if you wake up after even like 9 hours of sleep, 10 hours of sleep, and group 3, you still feel so tired, you still feel so exhausted, and you don't know why. You're like, where is this coming from? Why am I still so tired? What is going on? And you're literally thinking you have chronic fatigue syndrome. You're thinking maybe you have depression. And while we can't rule those things out, sometimes it is the very hidden in plain sight, simple, almost obvious things that we don't even think affect us so deeply, because let's be real, our bodies were not designed to live in this environment. We still live in prehistoric bodies. Evolution has not caught up to technology. It's only been a couple decades that we have been living with so many electronic devices, like personal devices everywhere. You remember back when we were kids, even, you had maybe a TV in the living room. You were lucky if you had a TV in your room. Even owning a cell phone is something that happened kind of maybe as like a young adult. You probably didn't even own a cell phone for a long time, or a laptop, a tablet. All of these things are very new. And our bodies have not adapted to this type of frequencies being everywhere, and this radiation and this energy. How could they, right, in such a short time frame? And it will probably take like thousands of years, and then technology will have continued to take off up until that point. But the whole point here, group number 3, is to protect yourself from too much radiation. Using crystals is a great way to protect yourself as well. Black obsidian is a great protective crystal. And also, of course, the carnelian. If you can get your hands on one of these 2 crystals and keep them on your bedside table, they're crystals that will help you to absorb these heavy negative energies from radiation and help you feel more rejuvenated and refreshed every single day by just having this next to you and with you, and in order to support you not being 100% exposed to radiation 24/7. So my gorgeous soul of group 3, I do sense that we have a couple more messages left for you. So I'm going to clear and cleanse the space, and I'll be back with a few more messages from your guides about the upcoming month and what you need to focus on. So just hold on tight, and I will be right back with you. Welcome back, group number 3. Let's delve even more deeply into your reading, shall we? So let's see what your guides need you to know about April. We've got the dragonfly as well as luck, the 4-leaf clover. So let's first talk about the dragonfly. The dragonfly brings the following message: have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So the month of April is a month of renewal, creating a new connection to your ancestors as well, and to your spirit guides. Whether you believe in animal spirit guides, the universe, God, or you don't have anything that you believe in, it absolutely does not matter, group number 3. But what is happening is that you are deepening your connection to what is your source. That is what matters. That is where you are making huge changes, and that's creating so much luck. If you believe in God, literally getting closer to God, getting closer to that source, is giving you so many additional opportunities that you never thought would be yours, and that subconsciously you kind of did not feel like you deserved. And I want you to know here with the dragonfly and with luck that it's definitely 100% a month that is extremely abundant for you, where you will be luckier than any of the other months during the year 2025. And you will think to yourself that life is on easy mode for you, group number 3, during this upcoming month, which I can't wait for you to experience, because honestly, it's about time that you got a break. You deserve it. And your reading couldn't get any better. We've got the sun next. The sun is basically one of the most favorable, positive cards that you can receive within any reading, whether it's an oracle deck or a tarot deck. This is an oracle deck that I just recently purchased. This deck is what is this deck called? The Fortune Oracle by Sharina Starr. Absolutely not sponsored. Just want to support fellow deck creators. And the sun represents opening your heart to the enormous growth ahead. There's so much growth coming your way, group number 3. So much goodness, so much just catapulting yourself to a different sphere, a different stratosphere of success, of fulfillment, of feeling yourself, feeling the vibes. The month of April is your month. And I'm also getting birthday vibes, your birthday, a friend's birthday, and a lot of celebration. We've got the doorway. If you're single, April is a doorway to love, an opportunity that is going to present itself will lead you to a new person. If you're in a committed relationship, this doorway means a doorway to a new connection with a platonic friend, with someone with whom you can spend a lot of time with when you're not with your partner and feel so fulfilled. Next up, we've got trust. The month of April is showing us that while you usually guard your heart, you understand, or you have learned the lesson, you've understood, not everyone deserves your trust, but you are learning to trust again. April is giving you so many different opportunities to show that actually, you know what, I will trust again. I'm not afraid. I also trust that I make the right choices, and I trust that I'm on the perfect path for me. I trust that Spirit and the universe will provide so abundantly, and that the right people will come into my life with whom I can connect with and who I know, yeah, they deserve my trust, and I want to give it to them because I know that they are not going to play me. They're not going to take it for granted. Next, I've received Hathor for you while shuffling. Hathor is our guide, our goddess of the soul family. You know what's going to happen to you during the month of April? You will connect with one of your ancestors in a very deep way. And I also am getting this natural hair, natural features, and looking at yourself in the mirror. And rather than seeing everything that is wrong or doesn't adhere to the standard of beauty that society wants us to feel like we have to attain, you're looking at your nose and you're seeing your grandmother, your great-grandfather, you're looking at your hair and you're seeing your ancestors, everything that they did, all of the ways in which they fought. So you could be here today and you could have all of this freedom and all of these opportunities. You're looking at your skin, your body shape, and you're seeing your mother, you're seeing your sister, you're seeing your lineage, and you feel proud to have these features and to represent. Next up, we have Leah. That will help you to stand your ground, not just in being your own beauty standard, group number 3, but standing your ground in meetings, standing your ground when it comes to your boundaries romantically, standing your ground with any romantic partner that is in your life, whether new or old. You are not going to accept anything that you don't want to, that dysregulates your nervous system. You're standing your ground with annoying coworkers and bosses because you deserve to be treated with respect, and your boundaries are here for a reason. And group number 3, I'm so proud to see this because that is what is adding to your luck and good fortune and you having an amazing month during the month of April. Group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you, and I trust that you found it insightful. Make sure that you enter the giveaway of my last video. I'll leave all the details below in the description box for you. Number 3, if you're completely new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to never miss an upcoming reading, and I cannot wait to connect with you during one of our upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 4. Welcome to your prediction. You chose the Voice of the Souls Oracle deck as well as the yellow calcite crystal. This is in the shape of a palm stone because this is a crystal that you can hold in your palm comfortably while you meditate, for example. So using this crystal helps to re-energize you, which may be why you felt drawn to this stone. But now let's get straight into your reading and see precisely what's coming towards your love life and your career. Okay, first up, we've got a message of love. I could barely even start shuffling the deck before it popped out. Let's see what else is coming your way. I am just shuffling and allowing for our guides to reveal what you must receive. We've got love, a message of love, and then directly love. We've got 34 and the number 3. You undeniably have a lot of love coming your way during the month of April, group number 4. If you're single, this means you will meet someone special. I'm talking soulmate, I'm talking twin flame, I'm talking future baby daddy, I'm talking future mother of your children. On this channel, we don't judge. You may love whoever you want to love, but the whole point of this message is that love is in abundance for you during the month of April. If you're already in a committed relationship or marriage or partnership, I want you to know that your partner will send you the most beautiful message of love, even if things are rocky, even if you're going through a rough patch. They are going to literally send you this beautiful text or handwritten note that will make you reconsider all of the challenging emotions that you have been experiencing about them, about your relationship, and it'll just feel so freeing and good during the month of April to know that you are loved and to know that nothing is irreparable if two people really love one another, truly, deeply love one another, and want things to work and want to be in a relationship together. Next up, we've got communication. That's exactly what you're doing, group number 4. You're communicating like a pro. And the thing is, so many people think it came easy to you. So many people say to you, oh, you're an amazing communicator. You're so great at talking to people. You're so great at making people feel comfortable around you. You are so good at this. Like, wow, this must have been something that you were just naturally good at. And a lot of people fail to understand, group number 4, that it took a lot of work, a lot of education, reading that you did after hours, because school didn't teach you this communication. Your parents didn't teach you this communication. You taught yourself how to become an effective communicator because you also learned from your own experience and from thinking about times where you didn't feel heard. You guys know I'm just making sure everything is in place. I am a little OCD when it comes to our setup. From your own experience, you know what it feels like when you are not heard, when you feel like your opinion doesn't matter, and how you can feel sad and lonely in a room full of people. And just because you went through it, that doesn't mean that you ever want anyone else to experience this ever. Group number 4. Next, we've got a message of freedom coming your way. So during the month of April, there is something about freedom that is coming your way, group number 4. And we're about to unearth and unravel this message. Let's see what it's all about. I'm just going to add this gods, goddesses deck into our reading. This is also an oracle deck, and this is not sponsored at all. I purchased this deck myself, and I absolutely love the messages that come from this deck. Ooh, Agma, watch your words. You know how we spoke about you being an amazing, awesome communicator, group number 4? Well, your message of freedom is that the better you communicate and the more you can basically say what you want and what you need, the more freedom you will have, especially at work too. When you communicate to your clients what you want, you'll have more freedom because you won't be afraid to ask for a specific price. If you're a coach, if you're, for example, a freelancer, even if you want a raise from your boss at a 9 to 5, watch your words. Watch how you ask for it, how you ask for vacation, how you ask for more flexibility, home office days, more flexibility when it comes to being able to have time for your kids, your hobbies, the other things that you're doing in your life. When you watch your words and you pay attention to phrasing things in a manner that other people can receive, you get everything that you want. When you become a good communicator, you start to receive everything you want because people don't feel threatened. People understand you easily. People are also very easily shown that you understand their viewpoint, and that makes them want to understand your viewpoint. So the more that you allow for someone else to feel understood, and you say to your boss, for example, see, I really understand that you need to keep the numbers up so this business stays afloat. So you're putting yourself in their shoes. You're thinking about, what do they want? And then you're telling them that you understand what they want. And then you add your ask. You say, but I really think I would be just as effective, actually even more effective, taking sales calls from home on Wednesdays. I think I would be even more effective if I had this opportunity to go on vacation then because where I want to go on vacation, I will be able to also do some research for the business. I will also be able to scope out a new location. So it is about how you communicate. It's not so much what you want or what you're saying, it's how you communicate it. And when you learn the how, you get everything now. Group number 4. So April is your month of receiving. Asclepius is a message that we just received that speaks of sacred medicine. If you are currently taking medicine, whether it's just supplements, whether it's medicine that is prescribed by your doctor, I do see that there is a transition in April that you're not just thinking about, but probably even going to do with changing this medicine. It could be even changing birth control to a different type, a different form, because you're asking yourself what is actually working for your body, what feels good in your body, and you're realizing that some of these conventional medicines are not for you. Some of these conventional things, they're actually giving you not just anxiety, but symptoms of depression, symptoms of feeling bloated, lethargic, foggy brain. All of these are things that you constantly thought like, oh, it's me. But then you're realizing, actually this kind of begun when I took this medicine, or actually these are the side effects associated with some of this medicine that I'm taking. And perhaps I should go back to sacred medicine, which is more plant-based plant medicine, feeling drawn to plant medicine, literally, even considering taking plant medicines that go beyond what your doctor would prescribe. That's what I see igniting during the month of April. Group number 4, make sure that anything that you do or take or switch out is really well researched, and that you always consult with a medical professional, at least one, if not multiple professionals. Don't play with your health, group number 4, not physically or mentally. Next up, we've got the lynx. Now, the lynx is the revealer of secrets. A huge secret is going to be revealed to you during the month of April that you did not expect to hear. You did not expect for this secret to be uncovered for you. And we're going to figure out precisely what the secret is all about, but I'm getting the sense that the secret is something that's been kept hidden from you for a reason. We've got the peregrine falcon. So I want you to know here that there are people who have been observing what you are doing. They have been observing every single move. They have been watching you on social media, everything that you're posting from a burner account. And this will be revealed to you during the month of April, which will feel a little spooky. It will feel like, really? Like my ex has been literally viewing every single one of my stories secretly. They have literally been watching every single thing that I do from a burner account, from one of these like app viewing things, and they literally are still obsessed with me, but they pretended like they didn't want to be with me. So it's gonna feel a little bit like a violation of privacy that someone would be observing and watching everything that you do, but it also is a little bit of an ego stroke, a little bit of an ego boost to know that they're still so obsessed with you and they want to know everything that you're doing. Most importantly, they want to know if you've moved on properly. Even if they knew you were already seeing someone else, they want to see if you're still with them, if it lasted, if you still look as good as you did. And I see here within the bison that it is like a daily ritual for them. It is like reading the news. Literally, your socials, literally what you are doing, even what you wear to your work, to your local gym, to your office. For some people, that is the most interesting thing of their day. That is literally what they observe, what they think about for half the day. They ask themselves, where do you get your clothes from? Why are you wearing this type of makeup or your hair like that? Like, how did you get it to look like that? Where did you purchase your keychain from? Where did you get your crystal from? Literally, they want to know all of these little things that you research and that make you uniquely you, even where you got your nails done. Like all of these little details about you. And for them, it's like something they would never admit, but I definitely see like a deep, deep obsession with you. And the owl tells me that you know who I'm speaking of. Group number 4, the owl tells me that you are so fully aware of who this person is. Oh, you guys, I made like the best ginger tea ever. It is so dope. Ginger tea really does strengthen my intuition, I feel like. Perhaps you've also noticed that. But coming back to the owl, literally, you know who I'm speaking of. You know who this person is. You know this individual. Like, literally, you know who this person is. Trust your wisdom. If you needed any more clarification. Oh, all right. We landed on Libra. The die did not want to roll too far. The die decided to let you know, yes, it is this Libra. And this Libra has a sidekick, which is an Aries. Libra and Aries energy. They are observing, they're watching everything that you're doing. They're kind of jealous, group number 4. And I want you to know that it will be revealed to you during the month of April, because they will make it noticeable that they have been obsessed with you, and someone's going to tell you what's been going on. And you're going to be kind of shocked and surprised, but at the same time also flattered. And it's like, we're adults here, so if that's how they want to spend their time, great. And you're going to keep living your best life and showing it off in whatever way you want, and you will allow for them to just be in the sidelines and watch everything that you're doing. Group number 4, we have a few more messages for you. I am going to clear and cleanse the space of all of this observant, kind of nosy energy, and then we'll move more deeply into your reading for the additional messages that your guides have for you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to lift a finger. Literally just lean back, relax, continue to enjoy your reading, and I will catch up with you in just a second. All right, group number 4, let's delve even more deeply into your reading, shall we, to figure out all of the nitty-gritty details that Spirit has in store for you about your upcoming month. So we have first got Mama Jumbo, which represents shining. Group number 4, have you been hiding away because either you didn't feel so comfortable in your body, or you kind of felt like your skin wasn't as good, like your style isn't how you want it to be, you're not really wearing the things that you really want to wear, you're not looking the way you really want to look? Well, the month of April gives you permission to shine, my gorgeous soul. And it is about time that you start to shine again, because for a very, very long time, you have been in the shadows. You haven't been doing the self-care that you know you should be doing. You haven't been going through your glow-up routine of eating healthily, working out, and taking the supplements, and doing the dry brushing and the skin rolling and the face masks and all of the things, the 10K steps. But I want you to know here in Yasiki, you are living out loud. April is the month of booking those Pilates classes, going for the matcha dates, getting your 10K steps in the beautiful part of your city, going for art fairs, making sure that you're eating the healthy foods, going to concerts, dancing, being outdoors, and just living life, literally living out loud, changing your hair color, getting that surgical or non-surgical procedure you've been wanting for a long time, wearing the vibrant colors, and connecting to earth and your deepest self. And here in Atiti, we have worthiness. All right, and you feel so worthy again. April is a month of a huge internal glow up of your confidence and your self-worth, because you're no longer asking yourself, oh, am I worthy of this? Am I worthy of that? Should I be putting myself out here in this way? Should I wear the dress? Should I buy the dress? Should I get the shoes? Should I get the skincare? Should I get the makeup? Should I invest in this camera to start a YouTube channel? Should I invest in this course, in this mentorship, in this class, into going back to school? Invest in whatever the hell feels right for you to invest in, group number 4, because not only do you deserve it, but you've only got one life. And when something feels right, go for it. You know how long I had to beg my dad to get me my very first camera that I started my YouTube channel with, because he said I'm not going to use it anyways, but I knew that I was going to use it. I knew that I had big plans. Now that you're an adult, get that camera for yourself. If it's the same thing like with me, if it's a literal camera, get that subscription for that membership, that gym membership. Get that subscription for that workout class, for that nutrition plan, for that coaching program, for that yoga teacher training. Get it done. There's nobody stopping you. Who's going to say no to you? Who's going to stop you from being the most successful version you could be? Spirit is literally telling you to step out of overthinking, like, oh, can I do this? Can I accomplish it? Hell yeah, group number 4. If you needed confirmation, here you go. Look what you received next within your reading, the power card. You have the power to take control of your life, career, and finances. Focus on your needs. Group number 4. When's the last time you focused solely on your needs? Because the universe, your guides, we can all tell the month of April is a month for you to finally do that. It's a month for you to finally focus on just you. Have fun doing the things that you want to do. No longer constantly putting everyone else's needs first. And I know for all of my parents who are here, I know it's hard. For all of my spouses who are here, I know it's hard. But trust me, your family will love you more for taking care of yourself, because you will be the best version of you, group number 4. So I'm going to continue to shuffle our cards for us to receive our next message. But April, yeah, it's a month of stepping into control, owning it, and looking good. Being within the powerhouse that is you, the powerful version of you. Then we've also got independence. Group 4, you've always been independent. You've always provided for yourself. You've always somehow made ends meet, even when things didn't look great. Within independence, I can see here that your guides are trying to say to you to manage your money yourself. Independence guarantees security. Don't get enmeshed with a spouse or another person, okay? Don't depend on them. Don't open that joint account or start that joint business venture in April. It's not the time. It's really not the time for you to start mixing up your finances with another person. I see here within wealth that your real path to wealth and your wealth activation in April is all about being independent, stepping into your power, right? Owning who you are, what you have to offer. The fact that your skills are really valuable. And wealth is about you moving towards real wealth and prosperity. Keep up the great work is what your guides are trying to say to you. They're trying to say, keep going, keep moving this way. You're going places, you're creating real wealth. And stop asking people who don't have the life that you want when it comes to wealth and money about what to do, because they're going to give you a roadmap to where they are. And if you are not intending to go where they currently are, the rule of thumb is do not ask someone for advice with whom you would not trade lives. That is what Spirit is saying to you. Spirit is saying to you, focus on your wealth, focus on your well-being, focus on growing your wealth, because it is increasing during the month of April. You're gaining more assets, and if you wanted to buy a house, a car, gold, even stocks, this is the month for you to invest, but alone, by yourself, okay? Not with another person. Couldn't be any clearer from your guides. Group number 4, this is the reading that I've received for you. I trust that you found this insightful. If you did, and you want to make sure that you're manifesting abundance and wealth, leave a little money bag emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received your reading, and that you were part of group number 4, because the only way that you would know is if you received your reading all the way to the end, and that tells me you're a real one. If you're completely new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you will never miss another prediction. And of course, don't forget to check out my second channel if you're interested in manifestation and building your own online business that is completely freedom-based and allows you to work from anywhere in the world. That is that space for my forward-thinking, strong, independent souls. I'll leave it linked in the description box actually, so that would be my second channel. Group number 4, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm sending you so much love wherever you are on our gorgeous planet, and I cannot wait to catch up with you during one of our upcoming readings.